Hey everybody, I just wanted to record a short little video before the new monthly card comes out for December. So let's go ahead and bring this bad boy up. Bam. Ashlander Punisher. So Dark Elf, 5/4 for 4 with Breakthrough, but also has a Pilfer and Slay ability to give it +1/+0. Statted, this is a pretty decent card. We've been playing 5/5s for 4 with Slay that give +1/+1. We've been playing 4/4s for 3 that have Breakthrough. So from a pure stat standpoint, this isn't a bad card. It's pretty good. But how do you best use it? So to start, it's an Archer. So you're going to play it in mostly Archer and Halalu decks. And by mostly, I mean pretty much exclusively. But where does this card shine the most? There's really 2 decks, well, maybe 4 if you want to count the different variations of them. But there's a handful of decks I think this card is actually really good in. The most obvious one is Rage. Rage Archer, Rage Halalu. I think this card is actually bonkers in both of those decks, and I think you just run 3 of. One of the biggest issues with Rage decks is that you don't have like cheap creatures that you can throw Rage on and have a lot of value out of. This is very cheap. Like, this is pretty easy on turn 12. I'll go ahead and bring up Unstoppable Rage. This is a pretty easy card that on turn 11 or 12, you can throw it down, play Rage, clear out a lane, and make this thing like a 8/4. Do a little bit of damage to your opponent. Not to mention it has Breakthrough. It'll probably actually be closer to like a 10/4. I don't think people understand that the Rage with Breakthrough plus Pilfer and Slay, you're probably going to get like 6 triggers off that, and you're going to make a really big Ashlander Punisher. So playing this with Unstoppable Rage, really good. I would play this with Unstoppable Rage. Like, this is an instant play in all of your Rage decks. The other way to play this card is in your Slay deck. So I'll go ahead and bring up a bunch of Slay cards so you can see all the stuff that it goes fun with. Obviously, Brotherhood Sanctuary. I actually play Brotherhood Sanctuary in a good number of my Rage decks. Rage and Slay kind of go nicely together. I don't think this is a card you're going to play mostly for the Pilfer. The Pilfer is kind of a bonus because it has Breakthrough. For the most part, you're going to be using the Slay ability here. So you can also put in your Slay decks where you're running your Morgtown Aspirants. You can even run it with your Skooma Underboss. Playing this with... do I have any? Oh, maybe I don't have any. I might have actually sharded it. Where is... Do I not have it? I just brought it up. Oh, because it doesn't say Slay in it. It says Pilfer. Thieves' Den. This is also probably pretty good with Thieves' Den. I'm not sure I'd play this in Pilfer, but, I mean, you can try it out. The one other deck that you might want to think about putting this into is your aggro Halalu list. I'll go ahead and bring up my aggro Halalu list that I currently have that I haven't looked at for a while. So the top end of your aggro Halalu curves is pretty well set. I don't know if this is good enough to take away spots that you give to Anasi. I'd probably still play Tier over this. Yeah, I probably would still play Tier over this. Our defender's just so good. Yeah, it's kind of hard to find the slots to take out to fit Ashlander Punisher, but I could see some people playing it. Maybe in some of the more mid-rangey Halalu lists. Oh, I just covered up that entire deck list, didn't I? Oh, that was my bad. Here, we'll try it this time. Bam, there's my deck list. So, as I said, the bottom of the curve here, you have... It's hard to take things out to fit this. So you might be able to play it. I don't think it'll work out for you. Let me see if I have any other deck lists that I can think of that might be able to play it. Oh, I had a Slay Halalu list lying around. Yeah, you would totally play this in the Slay Halalu list. This is a good card to have Slay on and play a handful of the shenanigans. Like Archer's Gambit with this, you can hit the player, the Pilfer triggers, and it gets +1/+0, so it can then attack for 6 damage. so you can get 7 damage out of it. And just the little things. Um, I imagine getting Rage with Apex Wolf on top of this. It just seems good. So yeah, you're pretty limited in deck design with this, mostly because of the fact that it's pure Archer. So it's either going to go in Archer or Halalu. Probably best combined with Rage. Maybe you can play it in an aggro list. You can probably play it in a Slay list. Uh, some people have been kind of down on it. They think it's a little understated. When you compare it to the stats that we've been playing with in the 3-drop and 4-drop slot, I mean, this is fine. It'll might be top end curve for Archer and Halalu aggro, but that seems to be about it. Uh, so yeah, I think this is a good card if you're playing those decks. Not much else to say. Peace out.